was benched on his birthday a year ago. He signed with the Cowboys as a free agent. Mike McCarthy picked him up. He's playing him, obviously, now because of the Dak Prescott injury. As for McCarthy's future, I am told he is safe for 2021. Sam?
Good to know more. The Cowboys have been among the worst teams in the NFL in Mike McCarthy's first season as head coach. Dallas 3-9 this season, last in the league in points allowed and rushing defense. They're also tied for last in scoring on offense since Dak Prescott's injury. Mike McCarthy talked about the team's effort following their loss to the Baltimore Ravens.
The message was about finish, and finish goes beyond, the fourth quarter. It's every play. It ties both to the preparation and the performance. We're not where we need to be. I mean, clearly our record reflects it. So we can improve on a number of things, and it's just not one area, one person. Everybody's 3-9 right now, so we all need to do a better job.
I mean, you can't debate that everybody has some responsibility in this, but Randy, when you look at what's happened so far this year, do you think it's more on the players or on the coaches?
Well, you look at every week we sit here and talk about, not week, let's talk about year. Every year we sit here and talk about the Dallas Cowboys. There's one thing that's obvious. We talk about their talent.
Yep.
And over the years, hey, it's a daggone shame that there was some wasted talent on the Dallas Cowboys. So we just got through talking about the New York Giants and how they climbed back in the NFC East league. We talk about coaching.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think when you talk about the Dallas Cowboys, you get a new head coach that's had some time off. Now you're coming back to a game that has changed since you left. And I remember early October taking up for Xavier Woods, the guy in the secondary, talking about we don't play every snap hard or something like that. I had to come to his defense because I knew what type of shots was being fired in Dallas and coming out of Dallas. So, Sam, to answer your question, it has to be the coaching, because you heard players coming out in the month of September. They weren't naming names. They were just talking about just trying to fill this new head coach and his coaching staff out. And I think for most of the season, the finger pointing has been at the coaching and not the players.
And it starts sometimes with McCarthy. You got to do the right things in terms of if you got to call somebody out, you call them out, whether it's in the media, whether it's in the team meetings or something, because the best coaches don't want to be your friends. They just want to be your coach and get you playing better. So I think based on who McCarthy is, he's got to do everything he can to figure out if he's got a bunch of front-running players there in that locker room, or does he have players that the game means something to him, and even though you may not have a chance, you still go out there and play hard and find a way to win. Watch your players closely and how they respond.
Yeah, but how you determine, how you measure how much someone cares is by the effort they give defensively. Like, I don't care. They have talent, Randy. You're right, but you don't need talent to show effort. Okay? A great coach says this all the time. Your love for your teammate is measured on defense by how close you are to the ball when the whistle is blown. Where's that pursuit drill? Where's the effort? I don't see it out of Dallas. And not only do I not see it, I don't see them finishing plays. I don't even see them talking about it. Okay? So, to me, this is mostly on the players right here. I think the effort there for me has not been at the standard that it should be.
See, I think everybody's got to take blame, but it starts with the mirror. You got to look yourself in the mirror and say, what can I do to get this thing better? And to Randy, because you did defend that guy when I was like, Randy, there's no excuse for that. Remember, it's like effort. You gotta put it out there every single play. But the great ones, man, I mean, we policed each other, whether it's coach to player, player to player, coach to coach, whatever. Man, I mean, you want to show off. At least as a coach, I couldn't wait for my team to get on the field because I knew we were going to play our tails off. And this thing right here, it's like, how can you be dead last in the league in run defense and scoring or whatever, and then you're dead last in scoring offense and Dak went down? With this kind of collection of talent, you better take it personally if you're a football coach. You have to. But those players, they're accountable too. Yeah. But apparently you're not keeping them as accountable as they should be to Bruce's point. So, man, there's a lot of problems going on. They need to hire some difference makers in that coaching staff that actually have that kind of passion. I don't sense it with this group at all.
The best teams, I believe, are the teams when the players care more than the coaches. And like that's a special thing that you can find sometimes on the great teams where players, you don't even need the coaches there, okay? Like this is our team. We're gonna take care of this. And they clearly don't have that right now. And there's a lot of teams that don't have that. But the great teams do have that.
We just got through talking about the NFC East leading New York Giants, and they just talked about how did they get better. They talked about coaching. Just a year ago, the Giants wasn't even in the discussion to even compete in the NFC East. So you sit up here talking about what a year makes. The New York Giants got a new head coach in Joe Judge, so did the Dallas Cowboys. What's the difference? Players or coaching? I say it's coaching coming from Dallas.
Yeah, not just a year ago. I mean, they weren't in the discussion 4 weeks ago.
All right.
I mean, things have changed very quickly for New York. If things seem especially bad in Dallas right now, that's because there are. It's their worst record through 12 since 1989. It's been a while since they've been this bad, but on a positive note, they're not eliminated yet. If the Giants and Washington lose today, they're just one game out of that top spot in the NFC East. Lucky them that this is the year. I guess we shall see.
I'll tell you right now, they don't want it.
Still to come on Countdown, Patrick Mahomes returns to Miami for the first time since his Super Bowl 54 victory. Find out why you may see a deep...
Yes, sir. I got hit my on that last one. My hurt.
Well, it was mostly a painful game for the Lions in that Week 2 loss. Sitting at 5-7, they're technically still in contention. But the focus in Detroit these days is about who owner and chairwoman Sheila Ford Hamp will choose as her next head coach. Look, being a woman in the football world has its ups and downs, of course. If I had a dime for every time a guy who only played Pop Warner told me I can't understand football because I never played, I still wouldn't have as many dimes as I threw as a Powder Puff QB, but I digress. Even though my female brain doesn't struggle to comprehend progressions and coverages, there are some things that are a little difficult for me to understand. I'll admit, the progress of a certain kind of coverage is well beyond my scope of relatability.
For more than 2 decades, I've been equipment manager for the New York Giants. Protecting players with proper equipment has always been my priority. And one piece of protection is essential. Or so you think. Would you believe I can't give one away?
It's just restricting and uncomfortable.
I think it's very uncomfortable, I would imagine.
I don't know. I never won one, so it's not really